everybody, I decided to do the core knowledge theory. This is a theory from Elizabeth Spelk. She is a cognitive psychologist. And this theory addresses the things that our brain knows from birth versus the things that our brain develops and learns through the different experiences that we go through in life. This theory has different domains that are associated with the core knowledge, and they include things such as the way that humans acquire the ability to learn language and speak. They also include things such as the knowledge of people, so they know who's around them, like mom, dad, strangers. They also know the knowledge of objects, such as like a ball. Throwing a ball goes from one space to another, and the knowledge of plants and animals. So, infants have an innate knowledge or learning mechanism that supports an early understanding of very few important domains. This is a very domain-specific theory. Most core knowledge theorists also believe that domain general abilities are important. Some strengths and some weaknesses from this theory is that after researching it, I have found out that there's not a lot of information and studies about how this theory is incorporated in the classroom. I didn't really find anything showing me how core knowledge was used in the classroom, like video-wise or anything, so this made it really difficult to see this actual theory in play with actual infants and toddlers. A strength of this theory is that it talks about how this theory is developmental and cognitive science, so it doesn't focus just on developmental science or cognitive science. It's a mix of both, and I think that's really important to understand with this theory, because the more that your child is developing, the more that their brain cognitively is developing, and to meet all of those domain-specific requirements for the core knowledge theory, I think it's important to know that both of those are a huge aspect in this theory. I also liked how the theory made me kind of challenge my thinking a little bit. I am a new mom, and so when my son was born, I didn't think that, like, okay, he was born knowing this. It kind of made me think, like, he was born knowing nothing, and I had to teach him absolutely everything, and he had to learn from experiences. And so that kind of made me think that, like, okay, our brain does know some things, and, you know, our brain works differently from what we already know in the experiences that they have. So I got to kind of relate that one-on-one with my infant and just see that in person. So I thought that was really cool, and that was a really good strength of me researching the core knowledge theory. When it comes to play in the core knowledge theory, it is based on child-led. So they want the child to lead and discover things on their own. So this would help you understand what the child knows. For fine motor in the classroom, you might see like art or something like that, like an art station where it's got multiple different crayons and glitter and paint and all that. And the child leads their art project. In a core knowledge theory, it would include lots of play, so that the children can experience all the different domains in the classroom while incorporating play into that as well. Some things that I've learned from this theory is I chose this theory because I had never heard of it before. I had never done any research on it or anything, so I thought it would be a fun theory to just kind of expand my knowledge on. And so I learned pretty much everything about this theory. All of this was new. I didn't know anything about it, so I thought it was really cool to get to learn this theory, as well as kind of tie that one-on-one with my son at home as well. Since we weren't able to be in a practicum classroom, I thought that came in really handy. I've learned that each different part of the theory is so important, and so each domain plays a specific role in this theory, and those domains make up the whole theory, which I thought it was really interesting going into each domain and understanding how they tied with one another. I also learned more about play and the different ways that it can be seen in the classroom. I thought that really helped me kind of tie in all of the core knowledge together. So I hope this video kind of brings you guys some new information about the core knowledge theory. I found it really interesting.